for HKK.
All right, are we all in? All right, welcome to the 2014 Acen Touhou Project panel. I'm Jerry Farmer, Silent Sword. I've been actually coming out here since 2007, and a great bunch of guys. We're looking forward to this new and somewhat different panel from what you may be used to in the past. We hope you like it. We're going to be doing a lot about the Touhou Project, covering both the games and the fan base. There are also two other panels later today that will be dealing specifically with fan music and with the Touhou music in general. I strongly encourage you to go to them. To my left is Gand, who is going to be talking a little bit about a Touhou roadshow that we've got sort of going on here. And on my right is Vincent.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Vincent, also known as Delta Sierra or online.
And we're ready to get started. So, show of hands in here. Who has not played or heard of Touhou before? Has not.
Has not.
Oh, yeah.
You would.
So, a couple of people. Let's do this hands again. All right. So, don't need to go into too much of an intro then. I see a few of you.
I have to dodge all of that.
Yes, pretty much. It's like 90% of the screen is covered in bullets that you have to dodge, and it's also known as the game Let's Find the Plane. Where am I?
I saw a review once that described it as a fireworks display being sick.
Right. I actually tried to write an AI to play this based on the screen output. It's damn near impossible.
Oh, wow.
Have you found this? Have you found the player yet?
Yeah.
That's you.
Yep, that's it.
That's you, yes. The general idea behind this game is you've got your character, usually Reimu, who is trying to resolve an incident. And this incident can be anything from a vampire got bored, to Lunarians want to hide, to Gods Need Faith Batman. If you can come up with an idea for it, you've probably seen it as an incident, or a fan game has come up with it. You navigate through the bullets, clearing the stages, and eventually, usually 6 stages. I think the best way to understand it, though, is to see it.
Well, so yeah, before we get into that, so what is exactly Touhou Project? So who made it? It's a series of Danmaku games made by Team Shanghai Alice, also known as Zoom, the one-man army. So, Danmaku, what does it mean? It literally means turn of bullets, as I just showed you in the earlier picture. It's better known as bullet hell games. It's literally bullet hell. It features mostly 99% mostly female cast. It has one of the fastest growing fandoms in both Japan and worldwide. It has a Guinness World Record for being the most prolific anime shooter series. Oh, here's an example.
That was 5 years ago here.
5 years ago at Acen.
That was it. That was the extent of Touhou 5 years ago. Now, good chunk of a room. I think we had 70 people at last year's photo shoot.
Yeah.
And we'll see how we do this year.
Yeah, they didn't screw us over this year.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah,
so
right?
Please come to the photo shoot. That's going to be at the 1 at the garden area today, after a panel. So the actual games. So the playable characters are entirely girls, and it's a 2D vertical scroller with a 3D background. If anyone is able to pay attention to those background pictures.
Do. It's the one part of the art that Zoom does well.
Also, when he was asked at AWA about why the cast is entirely female, Zoom said, well, the men just get in the way. And this made one of my friends incredibly happy. Just like the look on her face made my entire day after that comment.
So yeah, so anything above normal mode is considered ridiculously hard, almost like impossible to beat. And yeah, and some people just think that's not enough, so they go for score running. Like they try to get like the world's highest score record, and they keep it at worldflare.net. It's a Japanese website, and you can upload your replays on replays.gensokyo.org. Oh, the demo?
Yeah, demo.
Oh, whoops. There we go. Yeah. So let's play 10 Desires today.
Your desires have been denied.
Yeah.
I can manually do it. Don't worry.
You can do not have the desire to become the strongest.
There we go. Desires.
All right.
There.
So you guys want to narrate while I play? All right.
Sure thing.
All right, so we're going to do a couple different ones here. We're going to start with me just to demonstrate the games. I'm going to be switch. Jesus is stealing my loaves of bread. All right. Oh, does this not go full screen?
Try Alt F4, or sorry, the Alt Enter, or Alt Center. That was.
No, wait. There we go.
Man, 10 Desires had a pretty rock.
Hard mode, all right?
You don't have to watch. Well,
Yeah.
Just Warriors Scroll.
it's supposed to be fully locked.
The other
10 Desires uses user profiles for the save data. It might not have transferred over.
Do you go play in English?
No, I don't play English.
Yeah, Jerry, in 10 Desires, the user profiles are stored in the documents folder and not where they usually are for the older games.
You gotta-
so you just
you-
copy the game data, then it won't be unlocked at all.
You got to use a command line trick to falsify the folder for.
Alright, that makes me
The stuff.
Like you haven't replayed?
Just play now.
Play live.
Yeah, I'll play live. Alright.
Yeah, play live.
Let's play on the
Actually, you know what? No, let's do one.
Oh, spell check.
Alright, well let's, we don't have a regular. We're just gonna have to. Highest difficulty, expect lots of tears.
And a lot of rage.
And a lot of rage. Always Raymond.
So yeah, he's playing on the highest level.
Yeah. Oh wait, go.
So yeah, this game is unique in the series in that you can't just auto-select stuff. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I said there, because that really good is.
Screw you.
So yeah, what he just used was a bomb, S to Z. This is a bomb counter. Every time you use a bomb, that goes down. The bombs can wipe enemies on the screen or damage the boss if there's a boss or mid-boss, and it wipes the bullets that are on the screen, and you become partially invincible for a bit. And this is the mid-boss stage, the unnamed ghost spirit.
So the general idea behind this game is that lots of ghosts have started appearing, or divine spirits, I suppose.
Yes.
So Raymond is going to investigate the divine spirit's appearance, which he feels threatened by.
By investigating, in other words, she beat everyone up.
Beat everyone up along the way, of course.
I thought it was making friends.
It is how you make friends, of course.
Because afterwards it's tea.
Yep. Every game ends with tea parties.
Party.
Story.
It was tried me.
Thank you. Alright. So our first boss.
Here you
We
go.
figured, okay, if we're going to look for spirits, we go to the netherworld, where all the spirits are going to gather. This is the ghost, the greatest keeper of the netherworld, Yuyuko.
Former stage 6 boss.
And she pretty much just told Raymond, you know what, if you want to find out about it, you better beat me up first. Because I don't think you're ready.
So you can see now that there's a small orange circle that's appeared on Raymond's back. It means that Jerry is using what's called focused movement. When you move more slowly, you can see your hitbox. It helps to increase the precision, and it's almost required.
So as long as your bullet does not hit that red dot there, you're fine. Like if you get hit in the head and the legs and the arms, you're fine. Just that part of the center of your body.
Yeah.
It's actually advantageous to your score to have bullets pass close to your hitbox and not into it. This is called grazing.
There it is. Yeah, that's a grace count. It increases your score. In other games, like it improves your point, the amount of points you get from the point item, which is and this is the trance mode, like for about 3 seconds after you get hit, you have the trance mode and you're
I was
invincible.
expecting to play stage 5 on hard for this. So, yeah.
No.
Alright, so that is lunatic mode.
Yeah, Lindsay worked pretty
Let's
hard.
see the show of hands of those who have not played again.
So we've not played Touhou before.
Who has not played Touhou?
Who has not played Touhou?
Yep. Come on up.
Come on up.
You're playing.
Come on up.
We'll have one of the volunteers play.
Yep.
You can do it.
You can try to beat me. You guys can do
Don't
it.
worry. That's fine. If you not play before, come on up.
Okay, go for it.
You only require your sword.
Yeah, just hold down C. Yeah, if you let go of C, you're doing something. At least yeah. All right, ready?
You were.
Okay, so this mode is a little easier.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep holding it down.
Well, so far.
So if you can move up to the like upper 1/3 of the screen, all the items.
Newer games. We'll talk about the old ones in just a moment. When starting out, we usually tell people, yes, start on easy and work your way up. 10 Desires has a bit of a rep as one of the easier games, lunatic mode notwithstanding. It is actually it's the 13th main game, it's something along the lines of the 18th game overall. In the series, because he's done a lot of, intervals, intermediate games. We'll get to those in a few minutes as well.
Are you doing this? No.
Okay. If I remember right, there were how many games between 12 and 13? There were 5.
4, yeah.
Because Japanese math is hard, right?
Yeah, you go from 12 to 13, you gotta jump around a bit.
12, 12.3, 12.5, 12.83.
Yeah, so
Yeah, 5.
And it looks like we're gonna have the same thing again between 14 and 15.
And 14.3 is coming out pretty soon.
14 already came out.
Okay, well, maybe I'm an idiot. I don't realize it. That was on the system until like 3 days before the game.
get you tired out. There we go.
Alright. As you can see, a lot less for those are easy. And in fact, we can see some other things on here. In the earlier games, we put play bar across the top, now it's in the middle. Your opinion is as to which is better. Ah, more people. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, what's the...
Howdy.
Hello everyone. And also like here's another bit like oh it's here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Like sometimes there's this like red like smudge that shows up where it indicates the horizontal position of the ball.
Right. So that you don't have to look up to the top of the screen for this giant.
Yeah, in case like you're on the in case you're on the ball.
It's okay. You can still do
Let's go to that.
smell card.
Spell cards. Since we're kind of since one the common spell cards here, this is how Zoom sort of keeps track of these bullet patterns. Every boss has a few spell cards that reflect their personality, reflect what they do. So you go deal a lot with deaths and she kills people just by thinking about it, apparently, except when spell cards are involved. For each one, you can either time it out or you can damage her out. If you can clear it without getting hit, without bombing, and in this game without trancing, you get a bonus, which can be in some of the games important to getting a high score.
Spell card bonus is shown up here.
There we go. Good job. Alright, so let's give him a hint.
valiant footstep.
We did have a no death, no bomb replay of stage 6 for you on Lunatic. Unfortunately, brand new install on the laptop. It's not there. I would love to show it to you. You actually have any older ones now?
I think like somehow it just wiped off my battery. I had like I had a replay available, but something happened to my laptop over the weekend and it just wiped off the data. I didn't notice.
Oh, no.
It affected my Touhou file as well.
Oh,
Play a
Oh,
what?
no.
Want to play
It's
one for us
unfortunate.
now?
It's your target.
What?
Want to play one for us?
Well, that's what we were hoping to have as a replay, but we don't have them anymore. They his drive got eaten.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately play on a Mac.
Could you YouTube?
And that would just set the building on fire.
Hard drive.
What?
Me ate the hard drive.
Yes, remediation hard drive.
Pretty much.
YouTube one.
Goddamn.
Alright, so.
Okay, so Team Shanghai Alice, the one-man army, aka known as Zoom, or the Renaissance Man, Zoom. So the team it only consists of one member, Zoom himself, Ota Junya. He does the programming, the music, and the artwork, everything about the game. Yeah, his music is considered pretty awesome, as you heard from the 10 Desires tracks, but his artwork?
Well, he's been improving significantly over time.
Zombie Rainbow.
Yeah. It's gotten better over time.
Yes, this is...
It's still not 100% great, but, you know, he's improved.
So that's Rainbow from Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, the first Windows game, and that's Rainbow from 10 Desires, as we just saw. So he's improving over time.
Do you have all highly responses to prayers Rainbow pictures?
We actually have a loud response to Purge Rainbow in the audience, I believe, so.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
The design of the main characters has changed quite a bit over the years.
So he got into the game making through his amusement makers team located in the Tokyo Electronics University, and he worked for Taito Corporation for a bit after graduation.
I thought he still does.
No, from what I understand, he was actually asked to leave because they were worried about conflict of interest between his games and theirs. It makes sense from their standpoint, because if he puts in, by accident, puts in something from Touhou into his games, then you've got problems. So it makes sense from their standpoint. He's doing so much with the Touhou that it would be an issue.
So we all know him by his flat cap. His flat cap and beard. Love the beard.
Kieran!
For those who weren't at Awa, I don't think there was ever a time we saw him that he didn't have a beard.
Yeah, he was drinking us.
Every time he went to a panel, he had a beer in his hand.
Yeah.
And he finished it. Every time.
Although I heard rumors like there was one moment he wasn't with a beard. I can't tell if it's confirmed.
No, that doesn't sound like it.
up another one.
So yes, so he was at Anime Week in Atlanta, as you just heard. It was last year's Anime Week in Atlanta. So he was invited as a special guest. He actually wanted to attend as a regular attendee to have fun with his fans, but AWA approached him and invited him as a special guest, and he was able to sign 100 autographs. Was anyone able to get an autograph? Sweet, all right. But he limited to only 100 tickets that were handed out randomly.
Yeah, random.
Yeah. So here are some of the questions that were asked him at the question and answer panel on Friday. So one of the questions was, what's your favorite beer? He got asked, and he kept getting, so he said, oh, I get this asked to me a lot, and I always say Kirin beer.
Yeah, Kieran Beach Bun is pretty good.
Kirin beer, I haven't tried it yet, so I can't really tell.
Do you remember we went to the bar and the cured beer was out?
Yeah.
We drank it all. He was also asked, and this was actually by a Amiibo cosplayer. He was asked, is there any chance of old characters coming back? And he says, I won't say no, but. So, yeah, he's not eliminating. I mean, we have seen previous characters come back. Yuka, Alice, Rainbow and Marissa, but they're the names. But he likes, I guess he likes creating new characters, and there's a definite break between the two series. So.
If Mima didn't come back in 10 Desires, I don't think she's coming back.
Mima was
It would have been a perfect time. Oh.
And besides, I think the Aquaman is like the reincarnation of Shinki.
Yeah.
some sort of,
So, and he also asked, like, what toys are your most favorite? And he kind of went between Reimu and Marissa, his most frequently used playable characters, Reimu and Marissa.
As I remember, the question wasn't exactly phrased that way. It was phrased
wasn't
as,
exactly,
if you were
yeah.
to go to a hot spring,
Yeah,
and
it's-
a
Which two in
Which says something about the fan base. I'll leave you to decide what.
Oh, I think I already covered that fourth one.
Yep. So he already covered the fourth one before, like, why are there no boys in the game series? Because they just get in the way. And the last question I was asked was, do you have a message to give to the fans? This was, I think it was asked on the Sunday panel, the Saturday Night AWA panel. So Zoom answered, he did not really think there would be like a large Touhou fan base in America, and he was really surprised. And he also noticed that most of us were guys, men.
Say it with confidence.
So he
Well,
said,
they said it's tomorrow and Sunday, so that had to have been asked on Friday.
That was Friday.
that was Friday?
That was Friday.
Yep. Friday.
Oh, sweet, all right.
Like 500 people in line for his panel.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think a similar question was asked on the
Not
Sunday
everyone
panel,
got
that's
it.
why I was thinking it's Sunday. And he said he would be wandering around, taking pictures of his fans, and he would try to learn English. I'm not sure how much he picked up, but he took a picture with us during that panel.
Yeah. One of the other things that was done at Anime Week in Atlanta, and one of the things that was done at Anime Week in Atlanta is the Western fan base got together and they did two projects to give to him as gifts. One was a scroll consisting of all the characters in the Windows games. This thing be at least as long as the front of this table. Probably longer.
It's longer.
Yeah, about 20 feet long. Artists from all over the Western community contributed character art. A second one was a art book, and I don't know a whole lot about that one, but I know that was also given to him as a thank you from the Western fandom. He was very much surprised, as I put it out. He did say that he was another comment he made was so many of them have the official games. Most people that got stuff signed by him got a game signed.
He was only assigning the official games.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could have gotten
Official
books
works, you could have gotten
And
Ron's
the
story
official
books.
books, his music, and then his games.
and the shirt. So,
Pet shirt, oh my god.
We'll talk about that.
So yeah, so the fandom. So how large is it? And the portion of the Touhou representing Comic Cat. And there's one single day that's dedicated to Touhou, and an entire hall is like dedicated to Touhou Doujin circles. And how many circles are there? There's like 2,000 almost, like more than 2,000 circles. That's like about 10% of all the the sales from Comic Cat. Compared to like Vocaloid and Contact Collection, which is about at 2%. Although yeah, the circle numbers are like Contact Collection 1100, but Touhou is more than double of that. The Touhou Lossless Music Collection has finally reached, well it reached 1 terabyte a long time ago, it has finally reached 1.2 terabytes now.
Jeez.
Oh, it's still kind of old news actually. Now it's probably more like 1, 4,
It's on hiatus for a while now.
Yeah, they haven't
I've been
updated
collecting
it for a
music.
while.
They haven't Kumo to create a safe haven for yokais that are endangered by the modernization of Japan. And nowadays it's permanently sealed off. It's permanently sealed off from the outside world, but there's minimal traffic between the worlds. Either because yokari wants to gap the human in, or some people willingly travel to Genzoku. So prior to 2007, which constitutes the Windows Era 1, there were just these random incidents going on everywhere, and Raven was going around kicking ass trying to resolve these incidents, like a bored vampires like spawning like a scarlet mist, a ghost creating like a never-ending like winter and whatnot, like all these random incidents. But after 2007, with the beginning of the Windows Era 2, there are these religious factions that have formed, and they're fighting for faith.
Yeah, we all know which religious faction is the best, right, DS4?
The Hakuei Shrine.
Hakure
What?
Shrine. Hakure Shrine.
It's the Hakuei Shrine.
the reason that they're fighting over this faith is, and in fact, it couples with the reason that all these yokai are moving against Tokyo. In the Touhou canon, just as in many other religious beliefs, gods need faith. Without faith, the gods die,
Right.
They disappear, they vanish completely.
The god ceased its
which is death for them.
Yeah.
They don't come back. And without, so
They're powered by belief.
Yep.
So they have to continually fight each other for the little belief that remains.
And another thing, the way stuff gets in Kensokyo that you guys kind of left out there is when stuff's forgotten about in the real world,
yes.
then it falls into Kensokyo.
Same thing with extinct animals. That's what Kagero is, just an extinct wolf from Japan.
You got the wolves, you've got the scarlet ibis for Tokiko. In one of the manga, or yeah, one of the comic series, because so many people start to believe that the moon landings didn't happen, information about the moon landings arrives to Kensokyo and lets Vermilion build a rocket.
Yeah,
It is as
rocket
screwed
made
up
out of
as
wood with an open window powered by blood.
it is exactly as crazy as it sounds.
Yes.
I've read it, it is.
Space travel with the windows open, always a good idea.
So yeah, what Jerry described here earlier about if you don't have faith, then the god cease to exist, is a faith that is grounded in Japan's most dominant religion, Shintoism.
Yep.
So it's based on nature, and it's kind of like a shamanistic religion that all of your surroundings and nature have their individual gods. So we have the 8 million gods of Shinto. So these deities rely on faith. So that's why, like in Genzokyo, like all these different religious factions are fighting for the faith. So if they don't get that faith, then they will cease to exist. And so how is Shinto represented in Touhou? So we have the Akure Shrine, and then there's the Moria Shrine that was introduced in a Mountain of Faith.
Hey, come on now.
And another thing is Tsukumogami. The idea is that if an object is discarded, like it's as time passes, the object can have a soul of itself and become a Tsukumogami.
Can gain
A
sense.
god. Kogasa.
Go got that.
Kogasa, like
There are several characters in Tsukumo.
Yeah, there's several different variants.
Raiko now and Benben and the other Raiko and the other new
Yeah,
ones.
the Prison
Yeah.
River Sisters and all that.
No, the prison members are poltergeists.
They're-
They're poltergeists.
all right. So next faction that we go over is Buddhism. Oh, yeah. So it's originally from India. It traveled, so it spread out from India to the far eastern regions of East Asia, like China, Korea, Japan. And it mingled with Shinto. So in Japan, like Buddhism and Shinto go along well together. Like there's this belief, like you're born to Shinto and you die with Buddhism.
Oh.
Because like Buddhism is about the cyclical nature of life, and when you're dying, you're reborn into another life. So you're born with Shintoism, the native religion of Japan, and you die with Buddhism, which is about rebirth. And there are no gods or goddesses like Shintoism, but the cyclical theme of life, the death, birth, and new life, is the central theme of Buddhism. How is it represented in Touhou? It starts with undefined fantastic object. When the crew of Palanquin ship voyages out to the Makai to save Gapren, was sealed away for protecting yokai from human.
You do exterminate.
Yeah, quit being lazy and exterminate them already.
So, the third faction is the Taoist faction. It's an ancient Chinese religion, and just like Buddhism, it doesn't have any like gods or goddesses, but it has more like it's considered like a philosophical and a way of life. It's like Buddhism, it has like these series of teachings to abide, but there's a difference. While Buddhism, like acknowledges there's like no, after death you have like rebirth, you have a new life. Taoism strives to go for immortality, no death.
Perfect timing.
So, in the Touhou project is represented by Miko's faction, introduced in 10 desires. The Taoists were largely absent from Genzokyo until Miko came back into the scene, because Gapren decided to build a temple on top of her mausoleum, and this just annoyed Miko, and she came back to defeat the Buddhists.
So those two are at war.
Okay, so these are the three local religions. So we have the Shintoists, the Buddhists, and the Taoists.
there are two different Shinto factions too.
However, yes, the Shinto faction is divided between the Hakurei Shrine and the Moria Shrine.
They keep trying to annex, well, the Moria Shrine keeps trying to annex the Hakurei Shrine.
Yeah, but that is.
Which would be, well, not only does it not happen, it would be very, very bad, since that the Hakurei Shrine is what keeps Gensokyo where it is.
Or it keeps the border up.
Yeah, without it, there's no
Yeah.
Gensokyo.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's the idea. That's actually the premise of Mountain of Fate, where the Moria Shrine appears in the Yokai Mountain. The Moria Shrine has traveled from the outside world, and they try to annex Hakurei Shrine. And of course, Rainbow goes to beat them up. You don't mess with the Miko.
Exactly.
So the Mount of Fate depicts the competition between the two shrines. So it's like a competition for fate. In the end, we know who prevails. And in Undefined Fantastic Object, the Holy Palanquin ship sails out to Makai to save Gyakuren. And this was the beginning of the Buddhist faction. And when the Buddhists appeared in Gensokyo, they built the Myoren Temple, named after Gyakuren's brother Myoren Hijiri. And this annoyed Miko because the temple was built on top of her mausoleum. And then because the Holy Spirit started appearing, and Rainbow goes to investigate and finds Miko and beats her up as well. And finally, this all culminates in one fighting game known as Hopeless Masquerade, where all the factions start competing for fate.
I will say that even though that Hopeless Masquerade sounds nothing like the other Touhou games in terms of its title, the title is very literal. And I'll just leave it up to you to find out what that means.
Yeah. Well, spoilers.
Alright, so we have Gensokyo and its main locations. Whoops. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Okay. So Gensokyo has some distinct locations. There is no official map yet, but there was a map that was distributed at AWA. So there are these fan depictions that come pretty accurate. So the main location is, of course, Hakurei Shrine, where the border is maintained. And it was the starting location for most of the earlier games, like PC-98, because like ghosts start keep appearing in the Hakurei Shrine, and Rainbow goes to investigate and inevitably beat someone up. The Human Village was a location that was introduced in Imperishable Night, and ever since then it has appeared in many Dojin works, as well as Hopeless Masquerade, where your objective is to gain support from the people in the background. So depicted here is the Scarlet Devil Mansion. This is a picture as it's described in perfect memento in strict sense. It was the central location for embodiment of Scarlet Devil. It's the residence for Remilian Scarlet.
Yep. It's a Western style mansion, which is notable because most of the other buildings are built in Japanese style.
Right, because it's the Scarlet Devil Mansion is the Western name, whereas the Shrine, Hakugyokuro, and they're all Japanese names. And yeah, Hakugyokuro literally means white jade mansion. It's Yuko's home in the Netherworld. It's the central location for Perfect Cherry Blossom, the 7th game. And then we have Ayente, which is the central location for Imperishable Night, home to the Mead Kaguya and Lunarian Arid.
Really feel better.
And then there's the Yokai Mountain that we went over before. The Moria Shrine is located here. It's the central location for Mountain of Fate. It's the home to many yokai. Many different yokais live here, like from the Kappa to Tengu. The Palace of Earth Spirits for the Koishi and Satori sisters, as well as their pets Orin and Oku. It was the central location for Subterranean Animism, the 11th game. And of course the Myoren Temple, intended to piss off Miko in 10 Desires. So it was a central location for, it was not a central location. It's mentioned in one of the endings for Undefined Fantastic Object, and the Great Mausoleum. So it's the location in 10 Desires.
Zun tends not to return to previous locations once he's done with them. Yes, we saw the lake around the Scarlet Devil Mansion in double dealing character.
Makai came back in UFO.
Yeah, Makai came back. Although it wasn't really Makai, it was Hawkeye, wasn't it?
Right.
Which is part of, which is I guess not kind of sort of subject of Makai. But anyway, he tends to go to new locations each game rather than returning to the same ones. I think he likes the idea of creating these characters. In fact, he said that he likes creating these very basic characters, and then he likes seeing what the fans do with it. He's very open about the fan base in general being able to do this within limits. He has actually put out limits that said, this is what you can do, this is what you can't. And that's why he can create all these new locations without really worrying about overloading the world, because there's always more to explore.
Although some of the locations do return in the fighter games, actually, but not in the official shooter series.
Oh, the cast. Yeah. The cast just keeps growing. I counted up a couple years ago, I came up with 128. We're probably around 140 to 150 at this point, characters. And many of them are, they're just very broad brushstrokes. It's not like Zoom goes in and fills in every detail. You just kind of, you get a little outline, little bit of notes in the omake or in the manuals for the games, and the rest is there. We have several unknown characters. There's the generic enemies, the Kadama, the ghosts, the generic flower fairies, and so on. Your two main characters, they're in almost every game, are Ryu Hakari and Marissa Kirasane. Mountain of Faith, he reset. In the previous 4 games, each game had seen another character, a boss from the previous game, join up in the cast of playable characters. In Mountain of Faith, he reset it and said, okay, we're back down to just these 2. And it will always be those 2. Some games may have one or not the other. There have been games where you can play as other characters, but it's those 2. And we have listed up some other notables. Sakia is from Embodiment of the Scarlet Devil. She's a maid who can stop time. Yomo Kapaku. Yeah, Zaruno. Yomo Kapaku, swordswoman, lives in Hakagurayo. Let's see. Oh, all passed. Oh well.
Well, there are other characters.
Oh yeah. Aya, who is the panty shot reporter. No, seriously. Like her games are about dealing spiritual damage by taking photographs. You do the math.
I can fly below them.
Yes. Sanai, who is Raymond's counterpart for Warrior Shrine. Yukari, who just kind of... Yukari, in a lot of ways, seems to run against Tokyo when she feels like it, which is never. She just brings things in, drops them off, trolls people, causes trouble, and sleeps for 8 months out of the year.
Steals blues from the moon.
Yes.
She can't get it down the road.
It is as silly as it sounds. It is a wonderful place with wonderful people. So,
Zoom is really good at leaving these little details around that people like to eat up and then use it to make like massive, interpretations of that stuff. There's so much room for interpretation here that I think that's one of the major things that has made this fandom really big is that people love to argue about stuff.
And we can both be right.
Yes, you can both be right, even if you have a legitimate argument.
So, anyone wants to see Yukari gap herself away to get this show? Oh, she's gone. Oh wait, she's back. Okay, so Yukari has 2 different outfits. This one is her outfit in Paris for Night, and the earlier one was her in Perfect Cherry Blossom.
That's a pretty cool PowerPoint effect.
So there are other residents of Gen Tokyo other than those mentioned so far. So we have Taseki Banki, Kyoko Kazudani, and Hisashi Parsi.
Zoom is not above borrowing from beyond Japan as well. In fact, 2 out of these 3 characters are not Japanese in origin at all. Sekibanki is Dolahan.
Actually, she is a mixture of 2 Japanese yokai. She is a Rokuro Kubi and a Nuke Kubi. They are Japanese yokai.
Okay, because I understood her as being Dolahan.
It's a reference. It's a reference to Dolahans.
Okay,
yes.
and Parsi is, as far as we can determine, a Persian bridge princess. We don't know too much else, although I know that we have somebody who's been doing research into this. Ice Fairy, Chirno, yes, it's a Japanese phenomenon, but it's also Western European. We've had No, who was it? Of course, the entire Scarlet Gun, we actually mentioned that before.
Vampires.
Yeah, vampires. Although there are Japanese vampires, just ask Yoshika. Except she's Chinese.
She's Chinese, yes.
So, which is a different point. He's not above reaching out to wherever he can find a good story to include.
Werewolves.
Yes.
Werewolves for, yeah, Kagero. Well,
So we don't. So it's not only just about the games. There are all other forms of media that you can enjoy about the whole project. So, for example, we have got the awesome music, and of course the print works, and yes, the fan works. All the fan works.
If you're a filthy secondary.
So these are fan works that are available at Katsucon's dealer's room. So they're mostly produced by fans, and they're distributed by doujin companies or at doujin events such as Komikebo or Reikaisai.
Just to clarify, when we say doujin, what we're referring to is self-publishing, small-scale publishing. They're not going through these major commercial houses like Amazon or Bang Books or whatever. They're going to little shops. And there's very limited runs, which means that if you are a fan of a particular circle, you'd better make sure that you're catching up because it can be very difficult to find some of their work. If you are looking for some of these works, head in the dealer's room. Carries a lot of music, quite a few games. I think their stock of books has been depleted by now, but it's always worth a look. They are going to a different model for doujinshi now. You'll need to talk to them specifically about what you might be looking for.
Right, because it's getting harder and harder to get stuff in the popular circles. You know, limited runs and a lot of popularity makes for difficulty in finding stuff.
Okay, so in terms of official music releases, so Zune also composes some music and released them as music CDs. So we have Zune's music collection. It began with Dolls in Pseudo Paradise. So it didn't have any kind of like side storyline that went along with it, like Ghostly Fields Club or Neo-Traditionalism of Japan like does. So he introduced Maribel and Renko specifically for his music collection. He writes these side storylines that go along with his arranges in these albums. And there are his Aku's Untouched Scores. It's also known as History of Yogakudan series. So he released it in he released 5 volumes, but they are out of order, kind of like in terms of the PC98 games, it's in order of Touhou 4, 5, 2, 3, 1, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he also has some game OSTs available. They have been only released for the fighter games so far, which is Material Missing Power, Spell of the Rhapsody, Zoku, and the likes.
Well, I mean, I guess he figured you might as well not release OSTs for the official or for the shooting games because people have cracked the heck out of them and already got the sound files out.
Whoops.
And even if you wanted, I mean, there's the music room.
Right.
So yes, this is just a crust of all the music that's available that has been produced by the fandom. Like there are rearranges created by these thousands of doujin circles every year. Just how many? Well, we just did
Records.
Yay, Komeiji Records is here.
Yes.
Yes,
You
Komeiji.
guys are on a panel later, are you not?
Yeah, 4 to 5 p.m.
4 to 5 p.m. Komeiji Records, panel 12.
Panel 12.
That's right here. So they're right here.
Right next door.
Make sure you come and support them. And there's another music panel today too.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
So yes, more of the fan music will be covered at
You
the
meant
music
13,
panel.
not 12.
Yeah, panel room 13 for Komeiji Records.
Next door.
Next door.
Yeah.
And yes, so the fan music panel that will be held today at 6 to 8, it's going to cover more of the fan music parts.
Just to give you an insight into when we say how much music there is, we got asked, God, it must have been 3 years ago now, are there any country and western remixes of Touhou?
Yes.
The answer to this is yes. I already knew there was bluegrass. I was not aware that there was country western, but there is.
Yeah. Big band, more electronically than you can shake a stick at.
J-pop, K-pop.
Yes.
Orchestral.
So, if I remember right, the number of albums on the International Music Database that have cited Zune as a reference is well over 4,400. Like, if you take the list of all the albums and you put it like in Windows Photo Viewer, the scale goes down to 2% so that you can fit the entire thing on a screen. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That 1.2 terabyte torrent has 38,000 songs total.
Have fun listening to it all.
And that's not the entire
You won't be
movie.
able to
It is
listen.
3 months of constant listening.
We got the summer.
Yeah, close out, let's go.
And it's still missing a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still
you
missing
could
the
turn it
reason.
over only 4 times in a year. It's absolutely ridiculous.
So we have the official print works that are available too. So we have the Oriental Sacred Place, which is about the 3 fairies of light, Sunny Milk, Stars of Fire, and Lunar Child, going on pranks against residents of Gensokyo and sometimes getting caught. And then we have Silent Sinner in Blue. Oh, it's not here. Well, Silent Sinner in Blue is a side storyline that goes along with Perishable Night. It's the story of the Lunarians and it's like Lunarians.
If you remember me talking about going to the moon in a rocket ship with an open window and stealing booze, yeah.
That's exactly, that's it, that's it. That's
And
Silent
it
Silver
is
Blue.
exactly as trippy as it sounds. Maybe more.
Introduces two
It's the cars that
princesses
control
that
that.
you don't.
Pretty much. This is a wild and born hermit. It features the hermit Tasanibara, and she's looking for the arm of the Kappa. And finally, last but not least, the most recent official print workout, official comic series has been released is the Forbidden Scrollery, introducing our newest Touhou. Yep.
Kosuzu!
Yes, Motori Kosuzu, who has the ability to understand any of the books that exist in the world.
We can read any language.
And we also have like official encyclopedias of the characters and spell cards, like Grimoire of Marissa, which is a collection of all the spell cards that have been released up to the point which I think was up to.
It's Marissa commenting on how much she'd like to steal them.
Touhou
No, it really is.
As well as what they would be good for.
Yes. Well, I think
Touhou
we can
11
use
is
this
where
one
it
clean
stops.
shed.
I think it covers the spell cards up to Subterranean
11,
Animism.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then some other books that cover like more characters in detail are here. That's Symposium of Post-Mysticism, which covers characters from 10th Touhou to the 13th. And for earlier characters, we have Perfect Memento in Strict Sense, covers characters from 6 to 9. And the Bohemian Archive in characters and revealing more about their personality and what they do.
And taking panic shots.
Though, I mean,
On a blackmail them.
It also had,
There we go, the
There
scroll
we are.
picture.
yeah, that's the scroll. Here we go.
It doesn't even fit the camera either.
Yeah, this thing was
It's like
awesome.
1/3.
I was really impressed.
So the man who pulled off this project was Touhou, aka Marcus Geller, shown here. And some of the artists are shown in the front row with Zoom. And it's so long that it doesn't even fit this screen, the camera. So, Ray Taisai was a Touhou-only event held in Tokyo Big Sight. The 2013 was the 10th year, so this year would be the 11th year. The size is, of course, considerably
that's already
smaller.
happened, May 14.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it happened last Sunday.
That's
Yeah,
not-
that's why we have, yes,
Oh,
that's,
4.3, yeah.
yeah, that's why we have impossible spell card now.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about that one. Yeah.
The size is considerably smaller than Comic Cat because it's like Touhou only, whereas Comic Cat is all the fandoms available, but still it's pretty considerable in size.
Then again, saying smaller than Comic Con is sort of like saying that a town is smaller than New York City.
I mean, they still had to rent out the big site.
So it's been running every year. Has it ever been canceled? Well, there was one moment, like Ray Taisai 8 in 2011. It was scheduled to be on March 13th. But we all know what happened that year in March. March 11th, there was a Touhou earthquake and tsunami disaster.
And Madoka was almost canceled.
Yeah, it was almost, but they held an air raid Taisai, actually, for releasing demos
And I
online.
got out of there one day before it happened.
Yeah. And it was rescheduled to May, and Ray Taisai 10 was when Double Dealing Character was released. And of course, the most recent Ray Taisai was when Impossible Spell Card was released. I cannot beat that game at all.
Well, Sages being a shit, like usual.
Then again, I'm moved. Oh yeah. So who here so we all like the four cones. For example, here's one example, the echoes in front of the temple. It shows that Byakuren is better if she wears glasses. Did that look any better?
Yes, keep them on. Keep them on.
I will let you live in Gensokyo.
You will.
And so the bottom one is all drawn by a certain Dojin circle. It's called Touhou Battle Royale. Has anyone read that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've read one.
some translated material is available on English Touhou Wiki as well as like manga reader, whatever like manga readers that we can use. Like if you search up a certain Touhou doujinshi, chances are there would be a translated material available.
Other places that they're available, Gensokyo.org, as I said, every 2 weeks. They update their torrent of all of the translations about once a year. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. So if you just download the torrent and then you can just go back through the archives until you see the last torrent update, you can get everything they've got. Still others are available as pools or as entire series on Donbaru or Pixiv. On Donbaru, of course, you get the advantage of people having translated that. This is where you'll find works like, let's see, Life of Maid, Hanging There Kugasa-san, and so forth can be found there.
So yeah, reminder, 22 gigabytes.
Yeah, that's
only translated stuff.
Yeah, that's only translated stuff. I don't even want to think about what the full one is.
Well, okay, so
Fin games. You want to do this? All right, Fin games. We were actually down to panelists. One of our other panelists had to leave early, so we hope that she as well.
Yeah.
So you have your music doujinshi, and then you have fan games. Now, I saw that very few people here had not played or heard of Touhou before, but so I'm assuming that most of you have. Now, when we first think of Touhou, we think of the shooters. There aren't all that many shooters, although there are some. There is, in fact, a program called Danmafuku, I think I'm saying that right, that allows people to write their own Touhou-style shooters. And this is where you'll get things like Conceal the Conclusion.
Let's not talk about Conceal the Conclusion.
There are also a few others. But for me, where I tend to get into fan games is with the other genres. Who here likes RPGs? I do.
Genius is
Good, yes. Genius is Sephiroth. Devil of Decline, I have good news on that. The translation project is up and running again. So the person's life has gotten back into gear, so that one's going along. Who here likes the Zelda genre?
Oh, yeah.
There are several games in that one. One that I will point notably that we will demo is called Legend of Twilight. It is Link's Awakening, where you play as Rumia. It is awesome. And Aya is the owl. And she is stuck in it. I will show you this.
If you like, what was that one? The one on the DS where you drew your own map and it was real hard.
EO.
Yeah, actually, honestly, there was a clone of that. I think it's called Labyrinth of Touhou.
Touhou Labyrinth 2. If you like sports games, well, I would say Touhou Soccer, but that's more of a what the heck are you doing type game.
it also has cheating AI.
Yes. Let's see.
Oh yeah, there was a Touhou Dota, Defense of the Shrines. It was really broken because the guy really obviously liked Flanders. Sorry, I'm a big Dota fan.
The other strategic type games, there's East Chemblem, which is a Fire Emblem clone. There was also
I forget the name of that.
Sengo Gensokyo, which is Japanese, which is warfare in the 14th century with Touhou characters. And we will also be demoing one here. I've mentioned that we like that. While it sounds like a lot of stuff comes to the east, there is a Western presence in the fandom as well. And it is large, or it is small, but it is growing. We're going to demonstrate today a new game, hopefully demonstrate today, a local, I think they're further east, but it is just about done, a game called Story of Lost Sky. It is a Touhou strategic RPG. We have demo copies. Kenny, can you bring those up, please? We have demo copies that will be free to pick up at the end of the panel if anybody would like one. We'll have more information on it. 5 out of the 6 chapters are done. I recommend giving it a try and support your local fandom. They're doing voiceovers and the works. It's looking very, very impressive.
Is it based on any particular game as far as strategic RPG?
No, I think that they've been doing this largely on their own. Largely out of their own ideas. Yeah, but we will demo it in a little bit. Let's see. Action games.
Right. There's also a Western house that writes visual novels. Done 2.
Oh Lord, I have not heard of these, and I'm going to need to find
shoot, I can't remember what the name of the house is or the names of either of the VNs, but I have them on my flash drive. I should look at that in a few minutes.
All right. Action games. We heard like your action games, like your East type games and such. Yo-Yo Kingeki Musu, aka Dat Yomu game. That Yomu game. All right, and then for puzzle games, Mario. Or actually, let's hit first Mega Man. Who likes Mega Man type games?
Super Mario Land.
Mega Mario. We also have another one called Bach X, which is a Mega Man X clone with who is it? Rumia, Mistia, Chirno, and Wriggle.
Also, the Baka Quartet.
Yes.
The Baka Quartet.
Bach Quartet. Puzzle games. We have Mario Trap Tower. We have
Trap Tower was such a lie. There were no traps. They were all lit.
Mr. Alex. And then we have Satori's method training exercises, also known as damn it, Koichi, just turn your head.
Turn your head, Koichi.
So, what do we want to start with? What do we have? Start off with
Muso?
Yeah, pull up King Gek.
AK that Yomu game?
This game is gorgeous and wonderful, and it will suck down all the resources of your computer without even trying.
It killed my laptop.
Oh yeah.
It lags like a mom.
I have 8 gigs of RAM and a 3 gigahertz processor, and it just kind of chugs along at this game. But if you can run it, it is well worth it. So let's see how it works. So this is the play. Yeah, if you got it from me, it's right. Yeah. Not responding. Give it a sec.
No, it takes really long to load. I just found out. Like I sit there for.
All right. Well, we have
Wow.
Vince, get over that.
Okay, for our wallets. It is trying.
There we go.
There we go.
Enchanting Swordplay Reverie.
Yeah.
I know cars.
Well, this will be.
And it's gonna go down too. Like I realized that the FPS went down slowly over a period.
As I said, you will shut up.
Look, that's a fan game. That is a fan game. I could probably
He's
play
playing against himself.
Well, of course, you have a good computer. I have a shitty Mac, so.
Oh, wow, it's actually looking good.
Oh wow, it's looking very good. Very good. Yeah, right?
So yeah, where else you ever really meet anything? It's very similar to the B series, except you actually
That would be an action game. See, the top down might get annoying depending on how enemies are going.
Oh, for the record, those two visual novels are called Touhou Mecha and what is it?
I wrote out one.
Eastern Starlight Romance. So Touhou Mecha, like Eastern Starlight Romance, is basically you playing as Marissa and you get to back on some people because you're awesome and
Stage 5, right?
And yes, they do take the idea of you being able to put anything literally. You can cut down bullets in this game.
Their sword shoots bullets.
Yeah, and that's the demonstrated there.
I wish we had the waterfall stage to demonstrate, but it's again a matter of getting the tire running again.
And how long the memory will last.
Yep.
Look at that red FPS.
Yeah.
yeah, this game, while it's very fun, was not particularly well written.
Oh no, it's all brilliant. It's just they went overboard.
Yeah, it kind of looks like
Yeah. They should probably fix that.
Magnetic mode
You build up by getting more of those once you catch yourself well. And then, yes.
It's impossible spell card right there.
I'd like to get the cherry on my head. Yeah, there's plenty of life in this game. Alright, anyway, that's Yo You Can Get Kimuso. Yes, I got lost, thanks. Raymond got lost, shot the dog. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Because there is no magic in Tokyo, you will get lost. Yes, GPS does not work.
There we go.
Yes, Google Maps doesn't work either.
It's up here. Freeze!
It's the cops.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's just the ice barrier.
Oh.
Stop right there.
You even put on the barricades to walk
Yes,
in.
because using icicle fail on normal works so well. Yeah.
Icicle fail.
Ow.
wow.
Just
He is the strongest ice barrier after all.
Yep, she just keeps trying while she's getting beaten up.
Dang.
She really is strong.
Oh,
Strongest fairy.
Next, Geki. Play it with a controller if you possibly can.
And now my hard drive is right here.
Yeah, as I said, it sucks down resources like you would not believe, but it's a great game.
Yeah, it's super good.
What should we see next? Any? Oh, also other types of games. There's also a 4-player brawler, sort of like a like the original Smash. Not Super Smash Brothers, but the original Smash Brothers. It's kind of along that lines.
I've also seen a like an old school beat 'em up kind of game, like Double Dragon or River City Ransom kind of thing.
For 4 players, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's super fun.
And Touhou. I'm going.
Oh yes, Touhou. Touhou. They're making an official Touhou. They're making an official one. Yeah.
Oh, and actually hosted the Snow Bubble Rave at the Star Tower Spirits.
Satori's such a party pooper.
Yes.
And Satori just killed Koichi.
Oh my.
I should have won Koichi, but
Satori for a hardcore synergy?
the accurate hardcore synergy, you mean?
Yes, the operator for hardcore synergy.
Yes.
Go, Warren, go.
Yeah, notice Japanese dancing all the while this is happening. Ouch.
Yeah,
That's totally you.
This is called the official game. The official name is Satori's Infiltrating Exercise. However,
Yeah, this is also known as Dan Koichi just turned late.
okay, the goal of this game is to get Koichi to the present.
The gift box.
The gift box. However, Koichi can only walk in a straight line until she gets to an arrow, in which case she will follow it. So, as you can see here, it's right next to her. It is right next to her. God damn it, Koichi, just turn your head. But no. But no. Oh God, you're. Why you do this to me?
Yeah, because like you see like the directions are in diagonal directions, whereas your keyboard is like it's not as horizontal or vertical. So you have to get used to it for a bit.
Yeah, well, I've got my set the other way. I'm doing.
And what happened? Oh, I don't know. Oh, no. Yeah, but if you put an arrow that's like pointing at her or something.
Bye, Koichi!
Just turn your head. She can just avoid this by turning her head.
So if you put the arrow in the wrong direction, like if the arrow is pointing at her, then she just bashes it. They can't use the arrow anymore.
Right. Really? Yeah, if it's pointing at her, she'll just go bonk.
She has like 3 lives. No, not 3 lives. She can only hit her head 3 times before she fights out.
There's at least 60. I know this because I've unlocked through 41, which means there's at least 60. Because after a little while, as if just having Koichi running around mindlessly wasn't enough, Oku starts to run around mindlessly with her. But I know Oku already. And then we add Oku.
So you have 3.
You have 3 that you have to get to the present. It is horrifying, but it is awesome.
Wait till Byakuya comes in.
I have no idea. If she does, I will find people that made this game and have some strong words with them. Yes, thirdly worded letter. Yes. Next round.
And yeah, I can't get past this stage at all. 19? Yeah, 19?
Sure.
That's that giveaway.
Jeez, what the hell?
And also, if she hits her head on the wall, then she would like bump, and then she starts like being at her at a certain point. And
I know what I'm supposed to do, but you gotta get that there.
oh,
she's gonna.
Oh no! By the way, Ricky Push can swim? No, she can't.
No, she can't.
She does not know how to swim.
So basically, she can't wait.
Koichi, please.
Probably your parents.
After that, I don't care what pen it is. I'm gonna eat something. I'm not gonna afford this. Let's go back. She's gonna bonk her head. Bonk.
Dogs will turn around.
And then bonk again, and she starts like swinging, and
Really, when she gets her health
like your face can actually tell like if they're like okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, oops.
It is adorable and frustrating.
Super frustrating.
Yes. Now we'll get one more going and then try to do it. No.
No, get the other one first.
Yes,
Oh, Jerry, that might not have been the right arrow.
Oh, woo!
Of course, there's also this.
Ah, she runs over her sister.
I think that's
She's
one.
gonna bonk into it. Bonk. Oh! That's not fair.
Oh man, isometric view. How good you were in Diablo 2, but how bad is this game?
Yeah.
So cute.
Oh yeah, so I remember now. So if the arrow's pointing in the same direction as she is traveling, then that's when she's just pointing the arrow, yeah.
I don't think I want that there, but yeah, I can see that.
She's gonna jump. She's gonna jump.
I have solved this one because as I said, I'm up to around 41 or so. They get progressively harder because they start adding in more things like the Kadama, the Fuzzballs, will start to just wander in and whack into your characters and kill them. And there will be one-step floors where as soon as any of the characters step one, they fall. So you can only step on a floor once. Oh, and then there's cake that's bigger than their head that they still manage to eat.
Oh yeah, it's you see all those cakes.
It strikes me that this is a perfect game that would have been made by Desnoia, but I think this one was made by Hasbro, right?
Yes, this is Twilight Frontier.
There it is.
There's one.
And the music is different too, like in earlier stages.
It's so cute though.
No, it's fine. As you get to the wall and then go the other way. Exactly. So they start relatively simple. That's what's great.